All right, hey you guys, welcome to the Sunday night E.L.L.A.S Empire Team Zoom. I'm so glad that you guys are joining us to gain some wisdom, some knowledge, some nuggets to take away, and of course, some laughs and just being able to connect, face to face, because there is something to be said about being on these team calls live and then of course listening to the recording, but just the fact that you're here, you're present, and I just want to thank you for taking this time away from your family, because I know that that's important. Family is important and we all want more time, and so I know it's valuable. So tonight we are going to be delivering some nuggets that I hope that you walk away and apply. Michelle is going to be sharing some insight on consistency and how this business takes time, capital Time. She's going to be sharing that. And then we're going to be going into casting your vision and kind of breaking that down into crafting your vision, as well as are you phoning it in or doing the work to be where you want to be, and then ending Team Cup strong or ending February strong, right? So we'll kick it off to Michelle first. I think that I'm excited to hear. If you don't have a notebook and a pen or pad of paper or something, go grab it and get ready to take some notes and really listen and understand to what she's saying, because she's going to be speaking from her own story point, right? Okay. All right, Michelle, take it away. Well, let me give her a proper introduction, right? So she's a one-star diamond coach. She has a rock star solid team. She's building literally a legacy and empire of people who are paving the way, because she's paving the way first. And I couldn't be more proud to have her as a leader on our team, and that she's opening up, ready to share about this, because it is something that's vulnerable, but at the same time, it's very important for everybody to realize that. So give it up for Michelle.
Look at that. That was awesome, girl. Thank you. I just have to give you kudos. Jolene and I get to spend time together on Sundays now. So we had coffee this morning after church, and it's always great to spend time with her. So I kind of switching gears a little bit, Jolene, and I wanted to just share a story with you guys. It's not my story, but it's a story that I heard when I was listening to some personal development this week. And it really rang true to me. And I know maybe some of you have heard the story about the Chinese bamboo tree and how it grows. And I just think it's so transparent into our business. And so how it goes is like any plant, right? The Chinese bamboo tree, it requires nurturing. It requires water. It requires soil. It requires sunshine, right? And in its first year, you see no visible signs of growth, nothing, in spite of all of giving it everything it needs. Everything it needs, you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. So come year 2, there's still no growth above the soil, at least. And then 3rd and 4th year, there's still no signs of anything happening, but you're still continuing that water, that fertile soil, and that sunshine. And if you're doing that, right, your patience starts to get tested, right? You're like, I'm doing all this stuff that I should be doing. I'm doing everything that I should be doing. Your patience is tested. You're wondering if your efforts are even mattering, if you're ever going to be rewarded. You start to doubt yourself. You start to question the value of your efforts, right? Mm-hmm. And you probably would want to quit, right? You're like, this isn't even worth it. The stupid tree is like, I put, 4 years into it and there's nothing. It's just dirt. And then the Chinese bamboo tree, and this is true, in the 5th year, something totally amazing happens. The Chinese bamboo tree grows 80 feet tall in just 6 weeks. Like after the 5th year, it just blossoms into this huge 80-foot tree, and it does it in just 6 weeks. So think about that for a moment. If a tree is able to do that, and there needs to be some sort of strong root system in place, right? For it to be able to sustain that sort of growth, that quick growth, and then growing to 80 foot. Like if that tree just grew to 80 feet in the first year, it probably wouldn't even be able to sustain that type of growth. It would fall over, it would crash. Mm-hmm. And so for me, that was just like, oh my gosh, that was it's so transparent into our business. And if you think about it in our business, right? If we develop too quickly, and a lot of people do. A lot of people see huge success in their business very, very quickly. And sometimes they sustain that success way before they're even ready for it. And they can't sustain it. They can't maintain it because they haven't grown into the type of person they need to be in order to maintain that level of success. And it's so funny because, you know, if you were crafting this little Chinese bamboo tree, you would be so tempted, right? To like dig in and be like, okay, is anything happening in here? You'd want to dig in, you'd want to pull the seeds out. But the funny thing is about this tree, you can't disturb the soil at all. You have to just keep maintaining, keep doing what you're doing 4 or 5 years straight. So my whole point is that hopefully the type of success that we all want to see doesn't take 5 years, you know, maybe for some of us it will. But we kind of think of it as once we hit true success, I kind of think of it as, okay, I'm coming into my 5th year. But to be able to get there, there are certain trials and tribulations that we all have to go through. And really one of the things that kind of rang true to me this week as I was speaking to one of the coaches, on our team this week, that she said, oh gosh, I just want this to happen right now. Like this is just not happening fast enough and I'm getting so frustrated. And we both kind of had an aha moment where I said, you know, like someday you're going to have a coach on your team that's having the same issue, that wants this to happen to her. And you're going to be able to coach her through that. And you're going to be able to say, I went through this, and be able to talk from your point of view, how this is something that she has to go through in order to grow her team. So things don't happen overnight. We all want things to happen just so quickly. And, you know, Jillian and I were kind of talking about like, what am I going to talk about? And Jillian said something that really rang true to me too. She's like, look, I wanted to be a nurse, but I couldn't be a nurse overnight. It takes a couple of years to become a nurse. You can't just start freaking people. And, you know, I don't know, whatever nurses do. I don't know what nurses do, but pricking their arms, that's usually what they do. You can't just do that overnight. It takes practice, years and years of practice to be able to do that. And we want significant success in this business, and we think it's going to happen in 6 weeks. And it's not the type of success that we can have with this business, which is strong, profitable, you know, volume heavy business. It's going to take time and years of consistency. So I just love this whole visual of the Chinese bamboo tree, and, you know, thinking about coming into our 5th year, even though it's not necessarily going to take 5 years for us to really make it. But, you know, the visual is I'm coming into my 5th year. So whenever we hit it big, that's my post. It's going to be, I've come into my 5th year. I'm quitting my job, baby. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Kind of went off topic a little bit there, but that's all I wanted to share with you.
That's awesome. Like, drop the mic. The team call is over. I don't know that I need to share anything else besides that. Are you guys with me? Like, hell to the flippin' yeah, right?
Yep.
Anyone else that just was like light bulbs, like just going off? Like, let me just digest that. First of all, let me get that story. Let me print off the Chinese bamboo and plaster that crap to my wall and have that as a daily affirmation almost, right? Like as something to remind you daily that this business takes time. And more importantly than time, it takes consistency of exactly what she said. Watering that plant, giving it sunshine, nurturing it, talking to it, you know, it's just like your crop. Like you guys, you have to water your crop. You have to do that. You can't just walk out there and expect to have corn grown. Same kind of concept without giving it love and attention and soil and light and water and all those things. So that takes consistency. So every day you're out there doing it. So I'm going to relate real quick because I didn't plan to talk about this, but we're going to go with this. So when we talk about consistency of like the Chinese tree, or the bamboo, and I love bamboo plants. That's funny, like how they don't, but they're just beautiful. But it does, because I've had one, and it's like the only plant I can keep alive. So, but when the same kind of thing, it comes into our vital behaviors, right, you guys? So that is our water. That is our sunshine. That is our nurturing, right? Personal development, attract, connect, invite, product of the product, and personal development, right? So those 4 things are things that are making this business grow. So consistency and knowing those things, I mean, that right there is so important. And I feel like we always talk about the vital behaviors because this story truly aligns with that. It's so flippin' true. You have to do those things even if you don't want to every single day. Because think if that guy didn't go out there for a week and didn't do a power and like water his plants, do you think that it would have grown? No. Just like if we don't do a power hour, you know, if we've said it for 3 times a week, did we just expect people to come knocking at our door to buy a challenge pack or to get started? Think about that for a second, okay, you guys? Like that's where the watering and all that comes from. It's from power hours, from sitting down and actually doing work. And so, Michelle, that was amazing. Like if you have a link or something that you can share, I don't know if you said it was a podcast or if you said.
Yeah, I was listening to Joel Osteen and he talked about the bamboo tree, but I'll send you the link to kind of the story that I just recapped.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
awesome.
I would literally love to print that off just for myself to put up because that is a great reminder. Even as somebody who you guys, you know, maybe look at Michelle or I or somebody who, you know, Christina, somebody who's been in the business for like longer and you think, oh gosh, they're just lucky and they've just had success. And that's not what it is, you guys. It's those years of doing that and building that strong foundation and developing leaders and digging deep into the downline and really helping those people in your teams and the coaches really go. Yeah, right, Christy. I love this. Yeah, it's amazing. So that is just so true. So when you're thinking about that and feeling sorry for yourself and wondering like, should I do this or not? Again, I did share that story and maybe I've never told you guys, but when I first started coaching, I sat in our spare bedroom on Edna, the old house we used to live in. And I was like, I just want to help 12 people. Like I had my first Shake and Share January 17th of 2013. And my grandma had just died, you know, maybe a week before that. And that was a huge pivotal turning point for me. And I felt so good. I finally started to feel like I was being like happy on the inside out. And I just had told Ben's like, what are you doing in there? And I'm like, don't worry about it. Like I'm going to class. And so like I would tell him that I was going to class essentially, and that it took me 2 years to get a nursing degree, and that I was going to work this business for 2 years and go to class every night and listen to trainings and calls and do power hours and all that kind of stuff. And I was going to do that for 2 years, and then I was going to see where I was at the end. And I don't care if I had made any money. This gives me the chills because I just liked the way that I felt. Like I just liked the way that I felt about who I was as a person and who I was becoming as a person. And above all else, at that point I said, I don't even care what this business does for me because what I have now, nobody can take away. You can't take away people's knowledge, you guys. You can't take away your skills once you learn new skills. You can't. Nobody can take that away, what I feel on the inside. Nobody. Because I'm not going to allow them to, and because I can't unlearn, you know, these awesome tools through personal development that I've done, right? So that's huge. If you take away nothing else from the call tonight, I mean, go to work, put your head down, think of the Chinese bamboo and how this business takes time and consistency. And if you don't know how to do those things, then that's what we're here for. I mean, that's what we're here for, you guys. We're here to pour into each other to help us all, you know, get what it is that we want out of life. Like, I literally feel like I could just end the call. Like, my cup is already full. I don't even know if I want to go in to the other content I have.
I only came on to do Casting Your Vision, so I need to hear about Casting Your Vision.
Okay. So, but seriously, I hope that you guys, like, I really just hope that resonated with you. If it did, give me like a heck yeah in the text box or something, because, whew, I mean, I'm sweating. It just feels good, right? All right. So let me go to our second point, which is going to be, do you know your vision? So some of you guys who were in the business breakthrough, Mary Pat, raise your hand. Thank you. Hail to the yeah. So do you know your vision? If you were in the business breakthrough, then you know this was like your numero uno assignment. And for those of you who are in there, how many of you honestly did it? Raise your hand. Oh, Christy, Kayla, Curtis, was that a hand raise? That was I started it, but I don't know. All right, we'll come back. Mary Pat did hers. Her hand is raised. Okay. Regardless, if you didn't, it's fine. Like, this is the time to do this and take action when you go away from here. So clearly some of you haven't seen this. And so I'm definitely going to be sharing the document of how you go about crafting your vision. So when I talk about casting your vision, basically cast and share is the same thing. So you craft your vision first, which is you find out what your vision is, right? You guys, if you don't know what you're doing this business for, then nobody else wants to join you. Let that sink in. If you have not put out there what you're doing this business for, then no one's going to jump on your train. Would you jump on a train that you didn't know where it was going? Just be like, well, I'm going. No, you'd be like, tell me, I like this girl and I really want to go with her, but I'm not sure where she's going. And I need to find that out. And so you need to be sharing your vision, casting your vision out into others. And so in order to do that, you need to craft your vision, which is come up with it. So in the beginning, like I said, my vision was to help 12 people. That was one person a month. My goals were very small because I was new to this. And I was okay with that. I'm like, 12 people a year, that'd be great. And then as I started to get success and like I helped one person, I'm like, I can do more, right? And so then it was like, okay, well, I'm going to, I got my first check was like $36.97 or something. I had sold a Shakeology Home Direct. And I was like, well, that just paid the water bill because our water bill was around $28. So I was like, I want to pay the water bill. Like, what if I could pay, the water bill and another bill? And so then it became to do that, make X amount of dollars. Like that was kind of what I was going for. My vision wasn't so big yet that I didn't know. I mean, I knew ultimately I wanted to help people and I knew there was something in my belly. I just hadn't evolved to that yet. So then shortly after that, it was becoming Diamond, then leaving my job as a nurse. So that became a huge vision of mine, was to be able to walk away. And one of the main culprits, you guys, and this is where you need to dive into your vision because you can put it out there in snippets. So I didn't realize how important it was until one day I wanted to go to lunch. And as a nurse, sometimes you get a lunch, sometimes you don't. I like to eat. People know when I haven't ate yet because I get like, I talk fast, I talk even faster, and I kind of start to like spin around, I feel like, and they know, like, have you ate yet? And I'm like, no, I need to freaking eat. So I couldn't go to lunch because there was not another nurse on the floor to relieve me, and I was pissed. I was so pissed that I was like waiting for somebody to come relieve me so that I could go eat when I want to take care of my body, and it just like fueled this fire in me. You see my face is like getting red as I'm talking about it. I can remember the day. I was so pissed. And she came and finally relieved me, and I got to go down to the break room, and I was eating my lunch, and I made a post. I remember saying, like, I cannot wait until the day that I can go eat whenever the hell I want to and not wait for somebody to come relieve me and dictate when I get to eat, what time it is. I am going to go eat whenever the heck I want to and not have somebody, I'm not going to clock in and out on someone else's time. If my stomach growls, I'm going to go get something to eat because I can. And so like that literally, like I almost lost my job because of it. So you have to be careful because they looked at it in a way that I was putting down the company, but really it was me. I was like, I'm sharing a dream. I'm sharing a vision. And so many people could relate though. They're like, oh my gosh, like I wish I wanted that too, or I wish I had that. And the same thing, like, so Sunday nights, like, do you dread like a manic Monday? Like I dreaded Mondays. I dreaded going back to work. And so even though I wasn't there yet, you guys, I said, I can't wait for the day that I don't have to set my alarm on Monday, right? You're casting your vision out there to people of what you're doing. So they're like, well, wait a minute. Okay, I kind of know what she's doing. Like she's talking about like, she's not gonna have to set an alarm maybe in a year or two. She can stay home on Columbus Day. Like I always had to work and everyone else, my siblings and my nieces and nephews were all hanging out. And here I am, I have to go to work, right? For 12 hours. Because when I go to work, it's dark. When I come home, it's dark. And I've missed out on all those memories in the time. And so you start putting that out there. So think of things that you want to do, and you may not have it yet, you guys, but that's what's so important about a vision. Do you think if like Albert Einstein wouldn't have said like, I'm going to create electricity? I hope that he could. I hope he invented electricity. Hey, I'm not good at everything. I don't know everything. But I'm just saying, somebody like that. Dante's gagging. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I should know that. But let's just say somebody like that just stopped and they stopped doing it and they gave up after like the 100th try or the 200th try. I mean, you guys, where would we be? I wouldn't have this awesome diva ring light setting the scene. Thank you, Albert. right? And so he was sharing a vision. He was going to work every day on that and putting it out there. So you have to know what that is though. So I'm going to share in the event page and then also our team page how you kind of craft your vision so then you can cast it. But you don't have to already be where you want to be. It's kind of like a product of the product. You can start your journey as a coach and not have success yet. You can just tell people what you're doing. For the next 21 days, I'm going to rock this freaking program. You watch me from start to finish. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm only having one cheat meal a week. That's a vision. You guys, that's a vision because maybe you've never started and completed a program. Hello. That's a huge check off because guess what? 90% of the people, I think at Summit, they gave us the facts one time, like 90% of the people have started a program and never finished it. So for you, create a vision about a program right now. Benjamin Franklin, you're lying. It was not Benjamin Franklin. But do you see what I'm saying by that? Craft a vision about a program. I mean, I know Curtis right now is flipping rocking this beast. And he has a vision. I have the chills again. He has a vision that he's going to complete in the Beachbody Classic. And if he doesn't, he's probably going to compete in a like an NPC, not a bikini competition, but a figure or bodybuilding or something kind of along the lines of what I did. Like he's going. I mean, when I see his post, I feel his vision. I feel what he's doing, right? If you guys don't follow his posts, get over to his page and you'll see. And yeah, Michelle's rocking Body Beast and letting people know that the vision of weights is overrated. Like women can lift weights and still look good. You're not going to be manly, right? She's casting that vision of turning the norm, okay? That's what we need to be doing. And it starts with your vision. So sit down. It comes as simple as figuring out the program you're doing. Start about snippets about your vision of that. And then there's a whole like to do, like, what do you want your team to look like? How many people are on your team? You know, how often do you go on vacations? Like all of this, like one day I'll be doing this. One day I'll be going on 3 vacations a year because I can, right? Like it does not matter. Whatever the vision is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be miraculous. It could just be like, I can't wait to go down to part-time. I can't wait to, you know, in Kayla's case, get rid of this side coaching thing so that I can, you know, build my empire. Okay. Because it's Jim Rohn. It's like you have 2 bikes. You have one to rent and one to ride. And so while you're working on your full-time, your part-time is your fortune, right? Beachbody, our business is our fortune, you guys. Yeah, you can go over here and do this, but ultimately what comes into place, your fortune is what's going to end up giving you the time, the money, if that's what you want, the people, the community, whatever it is, that's what it's going to be. You need to cast that out there. And be careful if you don't want to say anything negative about what you're doing, just share it in a dream type of sense, in a vision type of sense. And if there's people, you guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. If there's people who you're wondering if they're going to be upset if they see it, you need to unfriend them. If they work with you, you got to unfriend them. Michelle and I have had multiple conversations of this, and you just have to do it. I ended up unfriending and actually blocking a few people because somebody brought that post to my boss's attention. She wasn't even on Facebook. And then I was hurt and I was pissed because I'm like, these people are my friends. They know what I'm doing. They know that I love the way I feel, and they're jealous, apparently. And they took it to him trying to get me fired over that. And it was a brand new boss. She didn't even know me. And so be careful of that. But if you have to worry, then I would just unfriend them, block them, whatever. You know, you got bigger things to do than worry about those small people. So I'll share the part of how you do that. And just like, if you've known Christina, like I've known Christina for 4 years, she was a turbo kick instructor. And if you guys saw her photos, her before photos, you wouldn't even recognize who she was. She has casted her vision over and over and over again, sharing that she wanted to build her dream house. Like that's a huge thing. Did she know what she was going to be doing and picking out? No, but when the time came, everybody knew she was doing it. Like everyone knew she was doing it like 2 years ago before it actually even happened. Okay. And did she know if it was really going to happen? I mean, she had the seed. She's been watering it. She's been nurturing it. She's been telling people on the train where she's going and inviting people to jump on with her. That's what's important. Paying off debt, hosting a team event. Another example is I said I wanted to speak at an event, and lo and behold, like I got asked to speak at Coach Camp. I think it was 2 years ago. And I was scared crapless, but I never knew that was going to be my vision until it was starting to be like layer after layer was being ripped off me. And I'm like, okay, it's really scary, but it feels so good when it's done. And so then you start to be excited about those feelings, right? Can you guys relate to that? Like, oh my gosh, I don't want to share my before and after, but afterwards you're like, I've done a lot of work. Like I did some hard work to get there, and I'm proud of myself, and I don't really care what anybody has to say at this point anymore. You just have to create that vision, cast it out there, and cast it consistently. So maybe on Mondays and Fridays, or maybe Tuesdays and Sunday evenings, you're going to start putting your vision out there. And like, if people want to doubt you, you guys, those are going to be the people later on say, I don't know where it is I'm going. Well, you should, I mean, have kind of a vision, but just say, you know, like to my friend, I said, either you're coming with me or you're not. Like, this is going to be big. I'm going to do it big. And regardless of, I'm not talking money, like I'm going to do it big. I've done it big. I've done it big in personal development because I went big in myself, and I'm a different person than I was when I started. So if you need that in your life, grab my hand, jump on my train, and we're going. We are going, and I'm taking you with me, right? You're getting in my car. Mary Pat's coming. Mary Pat's in the car, and she's going. She's on the train. We're going. So that's just what you have to do. You have to know that right. So I look up, wish, hope, dream, then make it happen. I just looked at that's like what's on my wall up above. It's so true. So I'll share the document on how to craft your vision. And it doesn't have to be hey, Sienna, it doesn't have to be what anybody else is, you guys. This is your vision. So like I said, my vision still is not my vision is still not like a monetary vision. I mean, I want to make X amount of dollars, but the vision is much bigger than that now. Okay. So it's going to change too. Like your vision will change from 3 months into a year in to 2 years in, because you will have accomplished those goals and those visions will have become a reality. And then you have to reestablish and make new goals and create a new vision. Sienna, you look so clean and pretty. All right. So, okay. So another idea of this. So I don't have children yet. So another crafting my vision is I want to be able to stay at home with my children and be the homeroom mom, because I grew up where my mom could never take a day off work, right? There were 6 of us. Newsflash. And then if she wanted to, she couldn't, because she couldn't play favorites. So she couldn't come be homeroom mom with me for a day, because then she'd have to find out how she can take off 5 other days to be the homeroom with my siblings. I don't want to do that with my kids. I don't want to have to miss that stuff. I don't want to have to tell them I have to go to work, right? I'm sorry. That's in me. This from day one. Once I figured out that I wanted to be home, Ben's like, I want you home once we have kids. You know, I still want to be able to be home, but I want to be able to still have an income and provide to the family, right? So we can still do things and not be locked in. So that's a vision. I still don't have kids, but I'm casting that vision, right? I'm putting that out there. There's other girls who have grown up in the same thing. Again, that's your avatar. That's your brand, right? People who want to stay home with their kids. And you need to start talking as if things have already happened. Like, I'll be working from home, you know, by this year, this X amount of date, whatever it is. So I'll share that with you guys. And then the last thing kind of go hand in hand is, where are you right now? And talking about your business taking time. Are you phoning it in, or are you actually doing the work? Like work, W-E-R-K. So ways to kind of conquer this. You really need to be real and ask yourself this. So for those of you who were in the business breakthrough and didn't do the crafting your vision, okay, that's time to be real with yourself and say, well, I kind of phoned it in on that. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Don't wallow for a second and then toss it off your hands and say, this week I will do that. I will craft my vision. I will be able to sit down and write that out so that I know where I'm going. Because that's number one. You got to know where you're going. You got to know what it is you want to share and why. And then let other people know that. So that can be the first thing. You need to start with that. But ask yourself, are you really doing it? Or are you sitting down and finding those pockets of time and really working your business? And maybe you are. If you are, it will pay you off. It like pays in the rear. So what you're doing now will kick back, 30, 60, 90 days to you later. Always remember that. Always remember that. So kind of ways to end the month strong and hitting Team Cup goals that you have, and knowing that you're working, not just phoning it in, is doing your power hour 1 hour or 30 minutes, let's say 5 times a week. That's giving you Saturday, Sunday off. If you're not working this business as frequently, but you really want to grow, maybe it's 5 days a week, maybe it's 3 days a week, okay? That's up to you because of your vision and your goals. So doing that, either you want it or you don't. Either you want to, and this sounds crazy because it's true, either you're so scared to hit the message and hit send, or you're not. Either you want to help somebody or you don't, okay? Put all the fear aside. And if you have to, type the message. invite them, say, hey, I don't know if this is for you, but I know I've seen XYZ on your page and I'm starting a new group for March, and I'm reaching out to a couple people firsthand who I think would be great for this because of XYZ. You know, maybe this isn't for you, that's totally cool, but is this something you would like to join, or more information about my next group? If you have to, you guys, hit send, close your computer, and walk the flip away, okay? You know how many times I've done that? Lots of times. You're nervous, you're scared, you just close it up and go. Do it. Either you want it or you don't. It comes down to setting that aside. If you're having really hard trouble with fear, then you need a book on that, on how to overcome that. And understand, you guys, we have a gift for people. Our team is awesome. Right? Our team is awesome, and we have a purpose to share that with other people so they can have a little glimpse of what it is that we have, so that you could be saving somebody's life by giving them an opportunity. Stop keeping that to yourself. Don't keep that to yourself because you're afraid of them. Because you're afraid that they might be like, oh gosh, she sells Beachbody. Who cares? Because you know what? My train is going to the top. I know where I'm going. My vision is so flippin' big that I don't care what you have to say next to me, right? We're going. We are going. I'm going to go serve in Haiti and help people out because I can. I'm going to be able to pay off all my student debt within the next 5 years because I can, because I have a vision. Are you getting on the train with me? Or are you going to be 70 still paying your student loan? What is it? Right? That's how it's got to be, you guys. Either you want it or you don't. Number 3, get out your list and work your list. Number 4, if you don't have a list, make it tonight. Okay? Because you have to know what you're working from, you guys. You can't just go in blind. I mean, pen to paper, Google Doc, whatever it is. And this list is people that like use the memory jogger. Think of those people who need your help. Ask friends of friends. Ask for referrals. Start building your list. And then people need your help. Don't count anybody out. Don't make a preconceived notion about somebody because you think that they're not XYZ. Because guess what? 98% of people are either, you know, they're living paycheck to paycheck. Let's just say that. They may look like they have it all, but behind closed doors, you guys, they're like 90 days from bankruptcy. So this is an opportunity, whether it's coaching or to save their life, whatever it is, right? So just know that. Know how many people, think of how many people that you know on your hand that like, oh, I wouldn't ask them. But guess what? Maybe they need your help. Maybe they're waiting for you to say, hey, how's it going? How are you today? Like, I thought of you just because of XYZ. Maybe you wrote their name down on your list. That's not a lie. You can say, hey, I know this might sound kind of weird, but I was thinking of you today and I wrote your name down to get in touch. How are you? You know how many times I've said that and someone's like, oh my gosh, you were thinking of me? Well, yeah, because I wrote your name down. That's not a lie. I had your name on my paper, on my list. And I just wanted to reach out and say, hey, and then let the conversation flow from there. So those are the main points to help you end the next week. We have what? Today's the 19th. So the 20th, we have 8 more days left in February, which is more than enough time, right? More than enough time to help people, help at least 3 people. You guys, there's so many things that we can help them with. We have a catalog of an untapped gold mine of a program for anybody who could need help. We have a coaching business that is amazing, that compensates you like nobody else's plan does. We have a community of people who are amazeballs, who we want to bring more people in like us so that we can all be more amazing together, right? So no, believe in what you have. Believe in the vision of Beachbody too, that they're not going anywhere. They're going to be here. So that's that, right? I'm going to wrap that up. So Success Club in January, shout out to Michelle who hit 9, and then Dante and Cami who helped at least 1 person. That's awesome. Tomorrow the sneak peek kicks off, you guys, the coach sneak peek. So if you have people, just message me and we'll get you guys in there. And then let's see. I'll share that document in the event page. And then I'm looking for a couple volunteers. I want to do this thing called the Netflix of fitness. I've seen some people. Oh, Sienna's volunteering. Thank you. It's a 1-day event where we're just going to kind of share your stories, whether it's live or just with a photo. And then at like 8 o'clock, I'm going to go live and share all about Beachbody on demand and just kind of literally walk them through that. And I want to do that this week. So if there's a couple people who would love to volunteer to share their testimonies regarding some of the programs, I'm looking for probably at least, however many people want to volunteer. I want to turn it into like a system, since we know Beachbody on Demand is going to be live it's now part of the catalog. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for jumping on. I'm going to post a recording. And then for those of you who are on here, if you would please just post your biggest takeaway in the comments once I post the recording. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. Love you guys. See you later. Make it a great week. Fists in. Power. Booyah. Psh. We're blowing it up. All right. Bye, guys. Love you.
Love ya.
Bye, Sienna.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.